Boom shakalaka. Today's episode, I am joined by a quantitative analyst and a data scientist from the TOKENMETRICS team, where they have just released the most accurate and best predictive grading system as of yet. And if you stay tuned till the end of the interview, we'll be talking about a couple standout altcoins that are poised for some massive gains based on the results of this new grading system. Now, also, I should mention, guys, TOKENMETRICS has just made it possible to get 25% off of TOKENMETRICS. I haven't seen a discount like this for over a year, and it's only going to last for another day. So you want to make sure to check it out. Click the link down in the description or the pinned comment and enter the code TMGRADE shown right here, and you'll get that discount. So enjoy the interview, and I'll see you on the other side. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Today we are joined by Jad and Paul, quantitative analysts and or data scientists from TOKENMETRICS. What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so we've had Jad on the channel before. Paul, this is your first time, so real brief, just give us a little update about you. Who are you and what do you do at TOKENMETRICS?
Absolutely. Thank you, Kendall, for having us. So I was doing the same school as Jad. That's where we met. So I'm from France initially. I'm an engineer from France. I did a master's at Columbia University into data science. I always loved data, solving problems with data, all of this. So when I heard that a crypto firm were hiring people, and when I know the amount of data there is in cryptocurrencies, for me, it was the obvious path. So I joined the TOKENMETRICS forces. And now I'm working full-time as a data scientist at TOKENMETRICS. So I collaborate a lot with Jad, and we are the one mostly responsible to build the grades, the new AI products, and all of this.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you here, and I'm excited for this talk we're going to have today. So Jad, real quickly, because I think some people may have seen you on the channel before, but tell us a little bit about yourself, and then let's get into why we're talking about TMGRADE. So
yes, sir. So a bit about myself. Like Paul said, we met at Columbia. So I was at Columbia studying financial engineering. So a lot of like quantitative finance, quantitative investment and trading. And so when I got involved into crypto, I immediately loved the challenge of using the data you have in crypto, trying to build models around it and all that. And it's been a really good experience, a lot of challenges coming up, and then you need to be very creative in using the models you learn in school, because the models you learn in school are for equities, stocks, and things and like legacy markets. And then when you want to switch them to crypto, you have to make a lot of changes to make the models work there. So it's been very interesting, very challenging, and we've been developing a lot of creative ways to identify good trading opportunities and use machine learning with Paul's help to be able to grade all these cryptocurrencies that we have on our platform, to be able to tell which one would be a good short-term investment and which one would be not. And the result so far is the TOKENMETRICS grade that we just launched last week on tokenmetrics.com. And it's essentially a grade between 0 to 100 that's trying to tell you or give you an idea on the short-term potential return on all the cryptocurrencies that we have on our platform. So to get into more detail on how that grade works, I think Paul would be very good at explaining this part.
Yeah, I can jump right on it if you want.
Yeah, that sounds great, because right now you guys are having like a big push for the TM grade. I noticed you guys have the 25% off sale, which you haven't had in like a year. So anybody who wants to check it out, is a great time to do it. There will be links down in the comments and the description. But yeah, so tell us all about it.
Yeah, so it's a grade we've been working for probably 9 months now. So we've been studying a lot of different ways to try to gather all the data we have and come up with one single metric, because we want the user to have the ability to know what's going on in the market with one metric. It's easier for them, easier to understand, easier to use. So the thing we have to bring up here is behind this one single metric, there are like really a lot of different metrics and data points that we gather from all over the place. So the good thing about this grade, I would say first is it has two main components. There is a human component and an AI component. So it's not only AI or not only human. We're trying to bring the best of both worlds. So this human component first, this is what we have renamed now the new version of the Quant grade. So we are taking like a look at more than 50 quant metrics. So quant metrics being like the Sharpe ratio, the Sortino ratio, the max drawdown for all the crypto we have. And we had all of our top analysts in the team going and take a look at these metrics and weight them by what they think is the most important. So that's where the human come into play. From that, we had our data points, we had our metrics and our weights, and we built a kind of a mathematical computation to have just one metric for this first grade. Then on the other side, there's the AI part, which we call the indicator grade. So this grade is, there is not human intervention on this one, but we have left everything to the computer and machine learning to figure out what's the best way to combine the data points we have. So for this one, the data is from a bunch of technical analysis indicators. So I think, yeah, again, 60 of them we have, like the MACD, the Bollinger Bands, the rate of change. So we have built all these indicators for crypto, and we have combined them using genetic algorithm. So genetic algorithm, for those who are not familiar with this, is very simple theory, very beautiful idea to which it's basically trying to mimic the evolutionary phase of human beings, like how you know probably the Darwin model, where the selection model, where people that have the best attributes like stay healthy, stay alive, and they passes the genes to the next generation, and so on until you have the best possible living being in the end. So that's the way we combine these indicators together to create this indicator grade. So we had two grades, quant grade from human, indicator grade from AI. And again, another layer of AI to combine these two grades together and create the TM grade, which we released like just a few weeks ago. So very excited about this grade. We really believe it's a strong metric for the users. And like Jad was saying, it is looking forward. So a short-term future, like where are the crypto going in terms of trends? But it also looks backwards to all the historical performances of each crypto. So it's kind of risk adjusted because we know that, okay, this crypto might go up. We're gonna give it a good grade, but we have also seen the historical performances of this crypto, and they were good. Like the risk is low on this crypto, so we gave it even a better grade. So that's the way we basically created all these grades.
That sounds pretty awesome. So is this something that's available for anyone who uses TOKENMETRICS just in the ratings? Is that where they go to find it?
Yeah, so it's mainly if you want to just look at the grade, it's on the ratings page. And as of now, you can go to the ratings page and then you can sort by top TM grade. We're calling it the TOKENMETRICS grade now. And this grade, we're calling it TOKENMETRICS grade because every time we have more data points that are going to improve this grade, we will keep adding them. More data points like sentiment or on-chain and other things like that. But essentially, you can go on tokenmetrics.com, go to the ratings page, you can sort to see the highest TOKENMETRICS grade on our system. And it's also, since we are looking at over 6,000 coins, it's also very useful to add filters when you look at the ratings page. For example, you want coins that have a minimum of, let's say, 300K trading volume, so that you know that these coins are easily tradable, they are liquid and things like that. Or you can add a filter that only looks at coins that have a market cap above, let's say, 5 million or 10 million, so that you know that they are liquid and then you can buy them easily. But essentially, you can look at the ratings page to see the top rated coins, and from testing and from all of our research, the top rated coins will outperform on average the low rated coins. So you can start doing your own strategies like being long the top rated coins, or if you just want to leave it all on TOKENMETRICS, all these grades are incorporated in the TOKENMETRICS indices. Because our quantitative model that builds these indices, they take into account these grades. And then, for example, they look at the top 30 graded coins, and then they do a diversification model to get a portfolio or a basket of coins that is diversified and that has a high TOKENMETRICS grade.
Gotcha. I'm curious, when you changed to the new TM grade, did you see any individual coins make large movements? Did you look at individual coins like that?
Yes, actually. So the one that comes up to mind, the one I looked at 2 or 3 days ago was Illuvium, which, for example, I have never heard of, and that has made a very good return. Other things like Axie Infinity, which had a huge run up recently, because it had a good TM grade, it was included in most of our indices, especially the Binance indices. So these indices ended up doing extremely well because of that. Another point also is that fan tokens suddenly had a high TM grade. I think it was last week. So we had indices that were composed of not only, but mainly fan tokens like soccer club tokens like AS Roma token, Juventus token, and these coins went up 20% in a single day and has been still going up. So the good thing about this TOKENMETRICS grade is that it helps you identify coins that you wouldn't really consider when you're just investing. You wouldn't be able to find them if you're just doing your own research. But this TOKENMETRICS grade can flag you what might be potentially a very good coin, and on average, it will perform very well.
Okay. You have any because I know a lot of people who watch the channel do play around on TOKENMETRICS, and so like, have you figured out any fun tricks? Like, I remember one time Bill was on the channel and he was saying just take a look at altcoins on the longest time frame possible. So it would be the investor yearly, and sometimes you can find some hidden gems. Have you guys found any type of like any secrets you can share with us?
I mean, honestly, what Jad just said already, like this gem grade for me, since we have it, it has been a gem discovery machine. Like there are some tokens we've never heard about that were on the top. And so we looked into these tokens and we realized, okay, wow, the returns on this are very great. And this is something we would never have known before without the new TM grade. Because it has to be a model that go and scores all these tokens for us so that it can discover for us something, because we cannot have the time to do all this research. So this system of discovery is already a very nice feature that we have. But Jad, if you have another trick you use when you use the platform?
I mean, it's not really tricks, but it's just discoveries you get along the way. For example, we started realizing that if you want a kind of a more risky but more rewarding portfolio, the Qcoin low cap indices have been absolutely killing it. So like the weekly Qcoin low cap, you can really see that Qcoin has really low cap gems to be found using our indices essentially. And on the other side, if you want a portfolio that's mainly big and strong coins, the Binance weekly non-low cap exchange has been performing extremely well. So you can really start learning more and more things just by looking at TOKENMETRICS. You can see that Binance have really good quality big coins that have been doing very well. Qcoin, you can find the low cap gems that is a bit more risky but more rewarding. And other than that, we are tracking weekly which are the grades that have been performing well, which have been the indices performing well, and which have been the trend indicators that have been performing well, especially now that we've been in a ranging market for a few months. So it's been very hard on traders and it's been very hard on the quantitative models, because usually like the trend indicator we have on TOKENMETRICS works very well when there's a clear trend happening. When there's a bull trend or a bearish trend, it will get you in somewhat early and will get you in and get you out somewhat early when there's a crash. But when there is a range coming in, you will start seeing some false signals, some buy and sells that will lose small. But whenever the trend starts back, you will get the right signals. So this trend indicator, although an ranging market hasn't been performing very well, that's why we've been working on incorporating a new aspect to it, which is a ranging indicator, essentially, which will tell you when you are more probably being trading in a range and when you are in a trend. So if you are more in a range probability, you would want to change the strategy that you're using instead of using the trend indicator. So we're still working on improving this aspect of the platform. And other than that, new features coming in constantly. So it's always exciting.
Yeah, sounds like you guys have a lot to keep you busy. I'm curious about another thing. You said how you kind of had to tweak some of the models from traditional equities markets in order to work with cryptocurrency. Is that because cryptocurrency markets move faster and they have much larger gains, or is it something different?
Yeah, so it's multiple factors. First factor is that it's definitely individual cryptos are definitely um, more jumpy than stocks. So you can see in a one day, you can see a 50% return, or even sometimes above 100% return in crypto that you may see in equities, but it's very, very rare compared to the occurrence in crypto. And it jumps up and jumps down similarly. So when you're trying to build a model, usually in equities, they assume something that's called a log normal distribution, which essentially says that most of the return are centered around 0% on average. And then the more extreme the returns get, the less probable of this return happening. But when you want to apply this in crypto, you start realizing that it doesn't fit the crypto returns, because crypto returns, you will have a 40% drop in one day and then a 200% gain in another day. So that's one big change that you need to do in terms of statistics and stuff. And another big change is that equities, you have years and years and years worth of data. So you can really understand the dynamics, you can really understand the correlation, what aspect of the market is correlated with gold, for example, or inflation and things like that. In crypto, since you have limited amount of data, you can't really tell with confidence if, let's say, Bitcoin would actually be a good hedge against inflation. So far, it proved to be somewhat a good hedge against inflation, but you don't have a lot of data like stocks to be confident and saying that, you know. So there's a lot of different challenges that are coming up, but with challenges, there's a lot of opportunities as well.
Cool.
And I would add to this too, that because okay, so crypto has a lot of drawbacks in terms of how we can bring in the quant model from equities, but it also has some advantages. And one of the things we discovered when working on these technical indicators, the visual trend indicator, was like in crypto, the price moves are more confident. Like they're more volatile, but when there is a trend, it's a trend. Like the momentum is really here, you know, and which is not the case in equities sometimes. So our models that are trying to figure out some differences in moving averages to create some signals like bearish and bullish, they benefit from that. Like, because we have tried our models, everything we do for crypto usually, especially this technical indicator, we try them for equities too. And we've realized that on crypto, because of the price moves that are more important, they can catch better the signals, the bearish and the bullish, compared to equities, where sometimes like you're ranging for a longer period of time in the same price range, and we have a lot of false signals.
Very cool.
Yeah, exactly. And one more thing is that, so technical analysis in general, it works if a lot of people believe in it and use it. And stocks, because it's mostly algorithmic trading and things like that, technical analysis isn't as effective. But when we were testing all of our technical analysis indicator in crypto, you can really see that it works on average more than in equities, because a lot of crypto traders use TA and have been using it. So that's one difference as well.
That's really interesting. I've always wondered if it's like a chicken or the egg type of thing. I was like, does the fib retracement work because everybody expects it to work, or is there some type of magic there?
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely based on how people trade. So if a lot of people believe in TA and they will make similar trades based on this TA, then the TA will end up working. That's what I believe, in my opinion.
Next thing you're going to tell me there's not a Santa Claus. I mean, come on. Yeah. So you guys are keeping busy there. What other types of things are you messing around with?
Oh, well, we can probably talk about on-chain data, which is a big one for us right now. We've been working on this for a while now. It's a new data source. So we're always trying to grab new data sources, and on-chain data is very obvious for the cryptocurrencies. We are currently developing 2 new indicators for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and new grades too, which we will call probably the on-chain grade later. And we are looking at a lot of data points in the blockchain of each of these 2 cryptos. So the inflow of Bitcoin in all the different centralized exchanges, for instance, the gas price of Ethereum, the block size of Ethereum blockchain, and all of this. So we're trying to see if we can try to find some correlation between this and the price, and if we can make our AI models learn this relationship so that we can predict the trend based only on the for instance, the net flow of Bitcoin into the exchanges. So far, these indicators have been showing pretty good results. We're still working on it, of course, and we have a lot to do, but you can expect some new on-chain grade, which will be incorporated into the TM grade, like Jack was saying, because this TM grade, it's our token matrix grade. It will be incorporating everything we have. So every time we add a new grade, every time we add a new data point, we'll create a grade on this new data point, and we'll incorporate it to TM grade so that it's even more robust than before.
Yeah, I love how you guys are always developing, always creating new stuff. Because like, I remember back in 2017, how Ian started with like a spreadsheet, and whenever people would ask me about ICOs, I'd be like, just go watch Ian's channel, and like, it's totally like it's gone so far beyond what I think anyone could have expected. But it's awesome because you guys are always coming up with new things, and yeah, it's really cool. So
yeah, I have to keep busy. Huh?
Yeah, without a doubt. I had one non-related question. So we're talking about like machine learning and artificial intelligence, and I read a book about machine learning and artificial intelligence called "You Look Like a Thing and I Love You." I think that's what it was called. They like made a computer create the best pickup line, and that was it. You look like a thing and I love you. But it mentioned how like I think it's like some of these are always identifying the giraffes. Like they always think they see giraffes. The image recognition ones always see giraffes everywhere. I know this is non-related to financial models at all, and I'm not going to hold you to it. But have you guys heard this thing too, or is this just something they're saying in the book?
So you're talking about image recognition models?
Yeah. Because it talked about that with machine learning and with artificial intelligence. Have you guys heard that?
I haven't really.
I've never heard of it, but one thing is sure for machine learning models, it all depends on the data you put in. Like there is a famous saying in machine learning which is garbage in, garbage out.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if you train your model with a lot of giraffes, you will recognize only giraffes.
Yeah. Right. There's a conception about machine learning that you think that, okay, the AI will figure it out, the AI will do everything, but the AI is only listening to whoever built it and whatever you're feeding it. So it's only as good as what you feed it, and that's the data that you feed it. If you give it bad data, no matter how good your AI is, it won't be effective. So there is still a lot of a human aspect that works together with AI. You can't just let a completely machine learning model run individually. As of today, you still need that human aspect to it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So anything else that you guys wanted to chat about today? We've talked about TM grade. We've talked about giraffes. Talked about continuous development. Yeah.
Jad, we can talk about the ranging indicator if you feel comfortable with it.
Yeah,
because
sure.
I think it's
Yeah, so basically based on what I was talking about earlier about the trend indicator, how we want to improve it, due to the ranging signals that we've been having when the price hasn't been really moving, you've been having some false signals. So we've been working on combining some indicators that tell you that you're in range, like a choppiness index, something called an alligator indicator, and things like that, where you combine them together and it will tell you, okay, you're ranging right now, you're in a market that is ranging. Try not to trade as much following the trend indicator, follow another strategy. And then whenever this indicator is telling you you're in a trend, that's when you need to follow the trend indicator. And things like that. Other projects we're working on is sentiment analysis, of course, looking at all the social media, because on short term, price action really depends on sentiment and social media. So that will be a big one. And other than that, we have like resistance support levels, which also is a TA concept, which has been working very well in crypto. We look at options data. So we're still gathering a lot of different things, improving and all that. And yeah, I'm curious, Randall, what are some of your topics for now?
You know what I've been doing is I've been watching TokenMetrics TV and checking out Moon Mission and also Hidden
Yeah.
Gems, because I think like I've followed Ian for a long time and he's made me a lot of money, and so like I just believe in the guy. Like he was calling Matic back when it was a cent and it went up to 250. Like how many people do that and do it consistently over and over and over again? So like right now, some of the coins he's been talking about, like Helium and Alchemix and Audius and Chia Network, and looking into some other ones as well. So yeah, I mean, those are some of the ones that came off the top of my head.
Yeah, exactly. No, the nice thing is that although we have TOKENMETRICS that has been evolving so rapidly and incorporating so many new things, you still have uh, Ian and our analysts that are finding these hidden gems very early on, basically doing what they were doing back then, trying to find these hidden gems. Like Matic, like perfect example. When I first joined TOKENMETRICS, it was the top rated coin at 1 cent, and it's been my best investment ever since, just by listening to to the team. So definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess last thing we'll finish with, because I think a lot of people are probably interested in becoming data scientists or working with computers or quantitative analysts. So I'm curious, what does a day in the life for each of you look like? Like,
well,
like for example, what's your typical day look like?
yes. So first of all, Jad and I, we're lucky we live in the same city. We come from the same school, so we work together a lot. So our typical day is full of nice things, and then we enjoy really what we do together. So that's nice to have a great relationship together. So what we usually do is, or we have, like, without talking about all the calls and the meetings we have for TokenMetrics, it's basically a work of research. Like data science is a lot of research. It's not like you have something to do. You directly know what you have to do, and you just apply it. You have a lot to think, research, read papers, watch videos, read articles, and try to see, okay, what can I do next to improve what I have right now? So our work together consists mainly of trying to find new things first. So it goes from watching a lot of videos and reading papers, basically. And then we share together what we just learned. We brainstorm together on how can we incorporate this to what we have? How can we use this in a smart way so that we can have a new indicator or a new grade or something that the user can use in the end? And the rest of the time, we code together. That's basically research, coding, research, coding, and enjoying. So Jad, I hope you see it the same way I do.
Definitely, yeah, man. Definitely, yeah. And then like a few things. So it's really, you should never give up on an idea before actually trying it. Like however crazy this idea may sound, there's a lot of trial and error. You can you try an idea or a model that you see, and then see the results, and then keep adjusting, keep doing some changes. So you need to adapt very fast. You need to handle data, which is a big aspect of our work, like handling missing data, errors in data, and things like that. And then also, so for example, in my point, I really benefited from working with someone like Paul and stuff like that, because you can really complement each other's skills. For example, my own skills weren't as good in terms of coding and managing databases and all that, but I knew more of quantitative models, and everything. I've been working with Paul together. Uh, I've benefited a lot from his very strong skill set in coding and data management and things like that, and he's benefited from my quantitative aspect. So it's a lot of teamwork working in data science, because you need to leverage. Although even if you don't have that big of a skill set, you can leverage your team's skill set and then work together, and that's the best aspect of our job, essentially, in my opinion.
That's awesome. Sounds like you guys got the life. You get to research crypto all day and then code.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
That's
and
awesome.
Make money along the way, hopefully.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, Paul and Jad, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. For anybody who wants to check out TokenMetrics, there's links down in the description and the pinned comment. I think there's 25% off until the 30th. So you have like another day or so in order to check it out. But Paul, Jad, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again sometime soon.
Thank you, Randall.
What did I say, guys? Great interview. I want to thank the TokenMetrics team very much for helping me put that together. And like I said, the discount, the 25% discount, only lasts for another day. So you want to make sure, if you've been thinking about TokenMetrics, or even if you have a membership now, when it renews, you could get the discounted rate by using the link down in the description, the pinned comment, and the code TMGrade. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'll catch you later. Peace.